على الآيات والذكر وفي فيض من العطر هنا رمضان مدرسة تنير مآثر الفكر على الآيات والذكر وفي فيض من العطر هنا
Ramadan Mubarak. And I'm glad to have this chance to share with you something that I love from the Quran. Of course, we all love the Quran. We love everything that's in it. But there are certain things of the Quran that really stand out, especially in this month of Ramadan, because there are pieces of nasiha, or advice, that Allah gives us that we can really hold on to, not just in Ramadan, but throughout the rest of our lives. I call your attention, if you don't mind, to take a look at chapter 31 of the Quran. It's called Luqman. This is the name of a person. He's considered very wise. In fact, Allah uses the term hikmah, and He says that He gave Luqman this hikmah. What exactly is hikmah, though? Because sometimes we think a wise guy is somebody who goes around and tells everybody poetry and recites to them things that are going to change their life forever, or maybe kind of funny in a way. But the way we look at it is this. There is something that's called information. You can find information in a telephone book. Lots of information. But it's not really knowledge, is it? No, not really. In fact, unless you learn how to use that information, it's not really knowledge at all. It's just data. So what is it that makes a difference between information and knowledge? The ability to use it. So now let's take, and by the way, ilm is the word for knowledge in Arabic. Somebody's mu'alim, he's a knowledgeable person. But what about this wisdom or hikmah that Luqman has? Well, did you know that Allah says in the Quran that He gave this hikmah to Luqman? That's verse number 12. You look at that and think about it. Because right after that, Allah tells us what He did. He said, I gave him this hikmah and made him aware of what? To be grateful. Now if you said, wait a minute, how can you make a connection between being grateful and wisdom? The ultimate wisdom is to understand the rest of the verses here and then apply it. And we'll come back to this in just a second. But let's go forward now. And now we find that Luqman is going to talk to his son. And he's going to impart some of this wisdom on his son. He's going to share that with him. All right? And look what the first thing he's telling his son. Now this is a very wise man. He's going to impart this wisdom on his son. What did he say? Worship Allah alone without any partners. Huh? Well, yeah, I thought we were going to get some big knowledge here. That is big knowledge. In fact, that's the ultimate knowledge of the universe, to worship Allah alone without any partners. Why? Because Allah created the universe. He created you, He created me, He created everything in this universe. And there's nothing obvious or nothing hidden except Allah already knows about it. So when Allah is telling us to do something or not to do something, this is serious business. Because He's telling Luqman what to tell his son. He's sharing with his son this message. And the first thing He says to his son is, my son, do not associate any others with Allah in worship. Big deal, huh? Wait a minute. There's more. The next thing after that, He tells him, take care of your parents. Okay, now this is a parent telling a child, take care of us. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of parents would tell their kids, take care of us. But look what He put first, the worship of Allah. There's more coming up. Watch this. The very next thing after take care of your parents, He didn't single Himself out. He didn't say take care of your dad. He said take care of your parents, walidain, the two. Then He goes on to say to his son, taking care of the mother is a big deal. So he singled out the mother from the pair. And he's telling him, because the mother is the one who carries you inside of her. And she's weakness upon weakness upon weakness, and still carrying this baby, and delivers the baby into the world. And then for 2 years, she's nursing that baby. Oh, wow. So, take care of your mom, right? But wait a minute. Then it comes back to this about worshiping Allah. Obey your parents in everything and anything, except if they have you to worship something which you have no knowledge. In other words, other than Allah. We're back to that subject again. How does this all tie in with wisdom, though? I want to understand, how does that really work? If you read these verses and understand the tafsir or deep explanation, you find that the real wisdom is in this bewaring of Allah. Some people say fear Allah. Some people say taqwa of Allah. And they translate taqwa as piousness, righteousness, and so on. But actually taqwa is a shield. So any of our youth who play these video games today, they understand a shield, because that's something you got to have when the monsters come after you, shooting the flames and the guns, and so you got to use your points and buy a shield and put the shield up. Allah tells us in the Quran, the very first thing, the very first 7 verses, whenever we're asking Allah, give us the hidayah, the guidance. We want guidance from Allah. Ihdina Surat Mustaqim. Then right after that, Ihdina Surat Mustaqim, Surat Alladina An'amta Alayhim, the path of those that have your favor, those guys going to Jannah. Oh, I want to be with those guys. Ghayrul Maghdubi Alayhim, not the path of those people that have your wrath, your anger, your ghadab. I don't want this ghadab, or the dalin, or those that are lost. Let's go back to ghadab. Ghadab, what is this? This is when Allah is going to distribute this wrath of His upon all of those who have been totally defiant of Him, ignoring His ayat of the Quran, disobeying Him in so many things. Oh, they're going to pay. And that's the day. Payday. Judgment Day. Yawm al-Qiyamah. And that's why we say, we don't want that. So we need a shield. What is your shield? Taqwa. Taqwa. Bewaring of Allah. What is the ultimate wisdom? To understand who your Creator is. And then beware. And be always observant to be grateful. Thanking Him. Thanking Him. You can never thank Allah enough. And I thank Allah for this chance to share with you right now. If you thank Allah, you'll make dua for the producers of this program and all of those who sponsor it, because that's a part of being a good Muslim, isn't it? Until next time, Yusuf Estes, for all of us, Ramadan Mubarak.